All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're tackling something that is literally hitting all of us right where we live, our digital habits. We're talking about that constant, endless scroll and what it's actually doing to our focus, and maybe even more surprisingly, our mood. We casually throw around jokes about our screen time a lot, but the data? It's showing a very real, documented shift happening right under our noses. So, let's just get straight to the research. Section 1. The Brain Rot Reality. From internet joke to trending mental wellness concern. Okay, be honest with me. Have you ever opened your phone for, just 2 minutes, and suddenly 45 minutes have totally vanished? You tell yourself, I'm just going to check one quick text, and bam, it's an hour later. Yeah, it's pretty much a universal experience at this point. That time blindness, it's incredibly real, and it's our gateway into today's topic. Because when literally everyone is experiencing the exact same loss of time, well, that points to a systemic design, not just you having bad willpower.
And that brings us to what everyone online is jokingly calling brain rot. You've probably seen it in the comments, right? People saying, ugh, my brain is rotting from this app. Well, actually, scratch that. It's not just a joke anymore. Brain rot is an actively trending 2026 mental wellness search term. It is directly tied to digital overconsumption and very real attention and cognitive concerns. It's gone from a meme to a fully documented phenomenon because people are genuinely feeling this massive shift in their cognitive abilities and their mental well-being.
Moving on to Section 2. How your brain adapts. The diagnosis behind the screen.
So, diagnosing exactly how our brains are changing is step 1 to actually fixing it. Think of it like this. On one side, you have rapid reward. Short-form content is literally engineered for this. You get a brand new, highly novel stimulus every few seconds. Swipe, laugh, swipe, gasp, swipe, weird random fact. On the flip side, we have effortful tasks. These are the slower things that make up a really meaningful life. Reading a long book, doing deep focused work, or just having a real, nuanced conversation with a friend. When you're constantly feeding your brain that rapid-fire, high-novelty content, those slower, effortful tasks suddenly start to feel disproportionately boring. The friction is just massive. Your brain is essentially sitting there going, why on earth would I focus on this one paragraph when I could have 10 different dopamine hits in the exact same amount of time?
But hey, here's the really good news. That's not a permanent brain injury. It's a trained preference. When you're struggling to sit through a long conversation, your brain isn't broken. It's just adapting to the input pattern it receives most often. Thanks to neuroplasticity, your brain just wires itself to whatever you feed it. And since it is a trained preference, it means we can totally retrain it. You haven't ruined your brain forever. You've just kind of conditioned it for a sprint instead of a marathon.
Which brings us to Section 3, the scrolling and mood link, the unexpected drop in happiness. Now, this is absolutely crucial, and it's the core focus of what we're looking at today. A lot of people are noticing a flatter, much more irritable mood after long scrolling sessions, completely distinct from the actual content they watched. I really want to hit the nail on the head here because it totally flips how we think about screen time. You don't have to be doom-scrolling terrible news or getting into arguments in comment sections to feel awful afterwards. You could literally be watching cute dog videos or baking tutorials for an hour, and that mood drop still hits you. The irritability is entirely separate from the content itself. So, if it's not the videos making us grumpy, what is? Well, meet the invisible mood culprits doing the damage. First up, constant context switching. Jumping from a hilarious skit to a tragic story to a cooking video in under 30 seconds, that exhausts your brain. It's literal emotional whiplash, and it drains your cognitive battery so fast. Second is passive consumption without real rest. Scrolling feels like you're relaxing on the couch, right? But you aren't. Your brain is highly stimulated, while your body is completely lethargic. It's the perfect physical recipe for feeling irritable. And third, the lack of genuine connection time. An hour spent scrolling is an hour you aren't connecting with yourself or anyone else. These three mechanisms operate completely independently of whether the videos were good or bad, and they are exactly what's dragging your daily mood down. All right, Section 4, retraining your attention. Practical, non-extreme solutions. Okay, let's take a collective deep breath here. You do not need a full digital detox to see a change. Seriously, no way. You don't have to chuck your phone into the ocean, delete every app, and move to an off-grid cabin in the woods to fix your attention span or boost your mood. Extreme measures usually just lead to extreme relapses anyway. What we really need is a practical, sustainable approach to taking our brains back. Think of your attention exactly like a muscle. If you haven't been to the gym in a year, you aren't going to walk in and deadlift 300 pounds, right? You take actionable, gradual steps. Step 1, rebuild your tolerance for slightly longer content. Watch a 10-minute video instead of a 30-second one, or read a long-form article. Step 2, gradually add longer stretches of no phone time, like just leave it in the other room while you make dinner. And Step 3, protect at least one daily single-task window with the phone put away, even if it's literally just 15 minutes drinking your morning coffee and looking out the window. Just that one genuine single-task window trains that attention muscle back up way faster than you'd expect. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't zero scrolling. We live in a digital world, and these devices can be incredible tools. The actual goal here is restoring your ability to choose your attention rather than just having it hijacked by default. You want to be able to sit down with a book and actually get lost in it, instead of feeling that compulsive, nagging itch to check your screen every 2 minutes. It's all about having personal autonomy over how you feel and what you focus on.
So I want to leave you with one final kind of provocative thought. Your attention, and by extension your mood, responds directly to your input diet. Just like your physical health responds to the food you eat, your cognitive health responds to the information you consume. Small, consistent changes can totally retrain your brain and give your mood a massive boost. So the question you really have to ask yourself today is, what are you feeding yours? Thanks so much for hanging out with me